News is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagban FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 1 92.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on classfmonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, Ghanaians expected to pay more for fuel at the pumps effective today following the release of new petroleum product prices. Meanwhile, the Institute for Energy Security says the increases are minimal.
And so it is only a marginal increase that, we have experienced as compared to when, say, the conflict began in the Middle East and we saw prices shoot up.
Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council suspends all mining activities in Joabin in the Ashanti region for a month to reclaim lost lands.
From today till the following month, there is no mining in the Joabin municipality. What we would want to see is reclaiming pits or lost or degraded lands.
17 doctors under Ghana Medical and Dental Council supervision identified with mental health conditions.
So we have practitioners who have mental illness, different kinds. Some of them are on substances, and then,
These plus many other stories, including African news, coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth Aidoo and you're welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. Fuel prices are on the rise again, with oil marketing companies increasing the prices of petrol and diesel under the latest pricing window that takes effect today. The increases follows changes in the international crude oil prices and movement in the foreign exchange market, resulting in marginal increases in the export prices of petroleum products. The latest adjustment comes after several pricing windows during which consumers benefited from relatively stable fuel prices. Speaking to Class News, Senior Research and Policy Analyst at the Institute for Energy Security, Smith Prosper Boahin, said although prices have increased, the adjustments are not significant compared to the previous hikes recorded during the recent Middle East conflict. He explained that Ghana's downstream petroleum market remains closely linked to international crude oil prices, making periodic prices adjustments inevitable.
And so it is only a marginal increase that, we have experienced as compared to when, say, the conflict began in the Middle East and we saw prices shoot up well above 1 cedis for diesel and well above 50 pesos for petrol. And so even though, yes, prices have increased, but it is still within the range that we have paid for just the last two pricing window. Of course, we want to always pay lesser for fuel, but since the downstream market also is tied to international prices of crude, some of these price frequencies and changes are definitely bound to happen.
That's Senior Research and Policy Analyst at the Institute for Energy Security, Smith Prosper Boahin. The legality of land acquisition within the Achimota Forest Reserve is now under review, with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources saying each titled property will be assessed on its own merit. The latest clarification follows Wednesday's announcement by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofibua, that Cabinet had approved the revocation of Executive Instrument 144 as amended by the Executive Instrument 234, restoring the Achimota Forest to its original status as a protected forest reserve. The Achimota Forest Reserve has been at the center of public controversy in recent years after a portion of the reserve was excised from the reserve for private development, prompting strong opposition from the environmental groups, civil society organizations, and members of the public who argued that the forest should remain protected because of its ecological importance. Following its return to office, the Mahama administrative initiated a review of the public land allocation made between 2017 and 2024 and established the Public Lands Review Committee to examine the legality quality of those allocations. Speaking to Class News, the spokesperson for the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mahmoud Kabari, said government's first step was to revoke the executive instrument that sought to grant private ownership rights over parts of the forest.
Well, reclamation, if they need be, will be done just like it's done everywhere across the country, just like we're doing in Ashanti region. But what was more important was first of all to revoke that executive instrument, which seeks to give other individuals, other families, and other people the right to say, I own this portion, I own that portion, I will that portion to my family, I will that portion to my child. No, we believe that just like we've all held that belief that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Achimota suddenly is the major carbon sink for the people of Greater Accra. So jeopardizing its chances of survival is just like jeopardizing with the life of the people of Greater Accra. So President Mahama believed that we need to secure that forest as a protected reserve just to make sure that ecological life continues. And we are going to rely on the procedure, the recommendation that Cabinet has approved from the Public Sales of Public Land Review Committee, which recommendation include that anybody who had acquired any state land, irrespective of the location, that you've not acquired the land title yet, is deemed as revoked based on case-by-case basis. So let's get there. The last time we held a press conference, I think the deputy minister, I don't have the figure off head, but it's around 1,278, I guess.
That's a spokesperson to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mahmoud Kabari. The crackdown on illegal mining has gathered momentum in the Ashanti region, with authorities suspending all mining activities in Dwabi municipality and seizing excavators used by illegal miners. The one-month suspension forms part of measures by the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council to allow for an intensive reclamation exercise and address the impact of illegal mining on the environment. The council has also restricted the movement of heavy mining machineries within the municipalities as authorities seeks to prevent further degradation of mining sites. Speaking during a field inspection, the Regional Deputy Security Coordinator Alhaji Abdullah Umaru said the move is necessary to restore affected lands and protect the environment.
What we witnessed today, or we are witnessing, you can bear with me, that is very, very frightening. Very, very frightening. No wonder the regional minister who's leading the Regional Coordinating Council or the Regional Security Council, that from today till the following month, there is no mining in the Dwabin municipality. What we would want to see is reclaiming pits or lost or degraded lands. As we are also on the field, we are gathering our intelligence, and we'll make sure the report gets to our superior and then know the necessary action to take, even within the 1 month. Whilst in the process of monitoring on inspection, we will get to know what to do, if we will have to extend it or leave it at the...
Yeah, but that's the Ashanti Regional Deputy Security Coordinator Alhaji Abdullah Umaru. A fresh clash has emerged between the majority and minority in Parliament over the decision to exclude the media from the Bank of Ghana's governor's appearance before the House Committee of the Whole. Speaking to journalists in Parliament yesterday, the Majority Leader Mahama Yariga defended the decision to hold a section behind closed doors, insisting that it was in line with Parliament's standing orders and long-standing parliamentary practice. He accused the minority of seeking media attention rather than using the opportunity to properly engage the governor on issues before the House. Before we listen to the Majority Leader, let's take a listen to the minority and Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Ponkroma, has been speaking.
There are questions about the credibility of some of the figures that they have been putting out that we are going to put to him, and they don't want you to hear the answers. As a result of their decision not to allow you to cover, we have suspended our participation. Our leadership will continue to engage so that they do the right thing. In times past where the governor has been here, you have been in the chamber to cover live. Various stations have covered it live. What is it that they are afraid of that now they don't want you to cover? When the Electoral Commission chair and her team came here, many of you covered it live. It was also a committee of the whole. Yes, the rules say that we have a right to open it up or not, but you have nothing to hide. And so in the precedent gone by, it was opened to the public. And we are astonished, disappointed that they don't want the media to cover the responses that the governor is about to give. Our leadership will continue.
That's the Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Ponkruma, speaking on behalf of the minority in Parliament. Meanwhile, the Majority Leader, Mahama Yarega, accused the minority of seeking media attention rather than using the opportunity to properly engage the governor on issues before the House.
Many of you have been covering this House for so many years, and you all know that apart from the ministers, all the other independent constitutional bodies that come, they come and appear before the committee of the whole. And you all cover this House, and you know that when the administrator of Common Fund comes, have we allowed you to ever cover it? I'm asking you journalists, do you cover the Common Fund administrator? Do you cover the NHRA boss? All those, most of the time, unless we meet and decide, when the electoral commissioner comes here, you don't cover the electoral commissioner. The central bank governor came to answer questions posed by Kojo Nkrumah, and we said that let's do what we do for all other independent constitutional bodies, which is let us sit without the media, because that's what we do for everybody. And they said, no. The media must be in. We said no. Our practice has always been that for these independent constitutional bodies, we don't hear them at plenary, and we don't do it before the cameras.
That's the Majority Leader in Parliament, Mahama Yariga. The Communications Minister, Samuel Nate George, has assured Ghanaians that the upcoming SIM registration exercise will be smooth and convenient despite concern over possible disruption. This speaking on the floor of Parliament yesterday. The Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation defended government's decision to launch new exercise and explaining that it is aimed at improving the security and credibility of Ghana's telecommunications system.
Previous exercise aimed to ensure that all SIM cards are linked to verified identities through biometric verification and validation against the NIA database. However, the biometric information collected during the exercise was not checked against the NIA database, allowing some individuals to register SIM cards using false, stolen, or unverifiable identities. There's a big difference between the proposed registration exercise is being designed to minimize inconvenience to subscribers and avoid the long queues experienced during previous registration exercises. Accordingly, the registration process will be as much as practical undertaken remotely using the subscriber's smartphone through secure digital onboarding and biometric verification technologies. Mr. Speaker, for subscribers who may require physical assistance, the NCA intends to implement a scheduled appointment system for visits to consumer care centers.
That's the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology, Samuel Nate George. Mental health challenges among healthcare professionals have come under focus, with the Ghana Medical and Dental Council revealing that some practitioners are currently receiving support for various conditions. The council disclosed that 17 medical practitioners under its supervision have been identified with mental health condition, while 12 others are receiving support for substance abuse-related challenges. Registrar of the council made the revelation during a visit by Parliament Health Committee as part of its oversight responsibilities.
So we have practitioners who have mental illness, different kinds. Some of them are on substances, and then, others, when this referral is made, we set up a health assessment panel. And in one case, when the health assessment panel met and assessed, we saw that there was nothing of note. But of course, we do what we call watchful, waiting. But it's a major problem. And in February, we convened a stakeholders meeting, and everybody came, and then it came up with some important, so it was February that we convened the stakeholder meeting. And the consensus is that we needed to lead the process of conducting a baseline study on mental health and fitness to practice among our healthcare workers in Ghana to deal with healthcare system resilience issues and the focus on that, and to see whether or not there are any workplace arrangements to deal with healthcare workers who themselves may need care, burnout.
Let's move on to some other stories, because the NDC has challenged the findings of a global info analytics poll on its 2028 presidential race, insisting that no credible assessments can be made before the party's delegates register is finalized. The party's Director of Elections and IT, Mahdi Jibril, said the survey conducted by Global Info Analytics found Founder and Executive Director Musa Dankwa is flawed because the party's delegate selection process is not yet complete. He questioned who the posters engage, arguing that they could have been speaking to legitimate delegates when constituency executives are still being elected.
Class I say not at all. The party is not focused on that, especially when it comes to internal elections and the journey that he has taken. I remember I spoke with you when Musa Danko was challenging our pulls on the flag bearer. And I told you that it's a wrong process. That is because when we have not gotten to the point of knowing the delegate, you have already gone ahead to say this person is leading a flag bearer position. I told you if you want to do, if he listens, he will come back to another level. You see, I've come to that point. Now, where he has gotten to do this poll, also even more total wrong than whatever he has done before the presidential. Currently, we are yet to open nominations to elect our constituency executive.
Yeah.
Who will be the delegate to go and elect the flag bearer, the chairman. So who did he speak to? Who did he speak to? Is it the executive who is not sure they will win? Or those who have won it? Which data did Osadao use to do this poll? So he just walked to town and then just spoke to people. Oh, this person, then the person gave him the then he come and prove publicity for us to talk about it. He said that it's a lie because we don't have any delegate list now. As we speak, we don't have a delegate list. We are here to open nomination to elect our executive. The data that he says he spoke on, the data doesn't exist. He only just put in information to say, let's discuss this.
That's the Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Madi Jibro. To some African news, a special police team has begun investigating the killing of a provincial leader of an anti-migrant group in South Africa. Police confirmed that the leader of the group was shot outside his home east of Johannesburg earlier this month and died several days later in the hospital. We are following these developments. We'll bring you more details subsequently and right here on Class 91.3 FM. For now, this ends the Class Breakfast News with me, Elizabeth Aidoo. For more news and updates, do log on to classfmonline.com. The morning show continues with Kwame Jumo Ajaman and the team. Do stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. Good morning.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
Class News is expanding its frontiers as it can now be heard live on Dagbon FM 102.5. Join our news team on The Breakfast, 12 Live and 505 as we bring you up-to-the-minute news as they break right here on Class 91.3 FM and also live on Dagbon FM 102.5. Class News, bringing you the stories as they break.
Your 2 to 5 p.m. on radio.
this year's World Cup already. I know it's come thick and fast, but yes, that's the experience that we've been having the last 30 plus days. 102 matches being played. We go to the semi-final stage of the competition a couple of days ago, and we did see one of the teams that progressed to the semi-final the other night. It was Spain versus France. Spain making it to the final of the World Cup, the first since 2010, of course, when they won the competition. But we're going to be moving on. There was a second semi-final between Argentina and England. And just in case you missed out on all the action, yes, just in case you missed out on all the action between England and Argentina, let's catch up with what transpired in that game in Atalanta. In Qatar, they went on to defeat France on pens in that one. This time around, they are coming up against another European side. They will be playing against Spain in the final. Remember, the Spaniards have not made it to the final since 2010 when they won the World Cup in South Africa. Who is going to be winning this one? I don't know, but it's going to be one interesting final later on Sunday. Be on the lookout for that one. We'll definitely keep you up to speed with all of the happenings from that game on Monday morning. But on Sunday at 19 hours GMT is going to be the final at the New York, New Jersey Stadium between Spain and Argentina. But later on Saturday, there's going to be the small matter of the third place game, a game that both teams definitely wouldn't want to play. England will be playing against France. Who gets to win that one? Well, let's get up some reactions from the game between Argentina and England yesterday. Thomas Tuchel believes that his team was so close but were unfortunate not to pick up a result on the day.
We were so close, but we got too passive after we scored and conceded a lot of chances and could not turn the ball possession around. And just conceded so many crosses and chances and shots. So yeah, we were close, but couldn't keep the level up after we scored. At the moment, no regrets. The team gave everything, and we were very close. I think we deserved to be up 1-0. Played one of our better matches, maybe the best match in the circumstances. Team was top. We couldn't bring it over the line. No, in the moment, no regrets. We played the matches how they were. We played a strong against strong teams in the group. We had a lot of miles, a lot of traveling. We played in altitude. We played in 10 men. We played in the heat. We overcame every obstacle. We were very close today. It's not the moment now to analyze the full tournament. We just went out because we lost a crucial match.
That was the head coach of the Three Lions of England, Thomas Tuchel there. Let's get to hear from the captain of the Three Lions, Harry Kane.
Really good, high tempo, press well. The game was quite even still, but we got the goal, and I think we fully deserved to be ahead. After that, we struggled to get pressure on the ball. We struggled to find solutions with the ball, and then the waves of attacks from them just began, and we struggled to get any momentum. Obviously, we changed formation. We tried to get more pressure, but just couldn't find a solution. So disappointing for it to end like that, because it was like, we went 1-0 up and we just tried to hang on when this, we spoke a lot about that this campaign, about doing the opposite, but it's obviously easier said than done.
Yeah, it is easier said than done. Yeah, the manager went to 5 at the back, I think, with 20 to go.
Yeah, I think to try and get the wing backs to get more pressure on the crosses, obviously have more men in the middle of the box. But yeah, in the end, we just ended up dropping too deep. They was picking up second balls. We couldn't get out, and when you're playing against a team with this quality, in the end, the chances they got, they're going to score. And it's just heartbreaking to go out like that. It's always the hardest one to take. But yeah, we're going to have to assess it and then see where we can improve.
See where they can improve indeed, and that's how the semi-final ended for the Three Lions of England, who lost out to Argentina. Remember, the last time the two teams played at the semi-final stage of the competition was in 1986, where Argentina again got a result against England. That game finished 2-0 in favor of Argentina on the day. Diego Maradona with both goals on the day at the Azteca in Mexico. This time around, 40 years later, the two teams get to meet at the semi-final stage of the competition. And again, Argentina getting a result there. So we know the two teams that are going to be playing at the final of this year's World Cup later on Sunday is going to be Argentina, who will be playing against Spain. And then 24 hours before that game is going to be England, who will be playing against France in the third place match. We wish all of these teams the best of luck as they play in the third place match and as they play in the final as well. Away from all of that concerning the games that have been played at the semi-final stage of the World Cup, let's focus on the senior national team, the Black Stars. Benjamin Sarri was a toast of fans when he had the opportunity to play for Ghana at the World Cup. Not many thought that at some point he was going to be getting the opportunity with Lawrence Atisigi as first choice for him. But for the player, it was normal for him to feature at the World Cup.
Oh, normal because me didn't tell me can more normal and you na me bobo because and you feel na me born up match because me jam abo me most of the teams in the bravo and a bonus so that me share sense so you bomb chilling in your mind me won't be as me more no more man more because me some person me ya there na say na go musum bet nyanya among say oh Ghana for say oh good group and Ghana for say oh players it's no one ever in there so they make a show money and say me if you make me WBS so support me no and WBS for life.
Well, he was full of praise for many a Ghanaian who wished him well prior and during the World Cup.
Oh, says no can be me that sit away manyami and anyami no ya again because mama yet says you be able to fast a man other good or bad by the make a share I'm saying Ghana man in Yan say me don't see any support on the support me because me the imagining man in Tia saying and say born me born makuma and I support to Ghana because every country I'm free say never and betting I because any jume bia na me football no na me bo nti me juma me nti me di kuma ni bi bia na e bo by
That was the goalkeeper for the Black Stars, Benjamin Asari, number 2, but got a fair bit of opportunity to play at this year's the cap. Away from the goalkeeper, let's focus on the sports minister, the Honorable Kofi Adams, who believes that our preparations towards the World Cup was not the greatest, leading to Ghana crashing out at the round of 32 stage.
Let's admit that talent we have, but the preparation towards this tournament wasn't the best of situation. Of course, we had challenges with the technical side, and many of us spoke about it. Many were those who were calling for a possible early decision in terms of who really manages our national team. Admittedly, we took a decision, but the decision was taken a bit late. That did not offer the coach the opportunity to be able to transmit something that we call a structure to the team. And so the coach had talented players, but he just have to manage them with a certain strategy. And that alone can't work for you to stay at this level of a competition.
That was the Minister for Sports and Recreation, the Honorable Kofi Adams there. And as to whether the head coach of the Black Stars at the World Cup, Carlos Queiroz, should be maintained, thus was his response.
If you ask me, I would not hesitate to answer that he should stay. There are many reasons that supports that. One, continental competition is very key. If you look at our performance and you look at teams that we watched and also saw a certain organic football that you could see structure, from either starting from defense through midfield to the front. You see one thing in common, that these are teams that either have played together and played recently in the continental competition. So they had opportunity, they had benefit of being at the AFCONs. And so we must take continental competition a bit more serious. We're starting our qualifications in September. So we are in July, you only have August between us and our first.
For the Africa.
For the qualifications for the Africa. And we are coming against Cote d'Ivoire and away. We're not even playing home. And we all saw the strength of that team. And anytime we come against each other, it's always been a tough game. So you need a certain level of continuity. This is not a time to be introducing a new person who would not have had the opportunity of having the large numbers of the team around him and playing around with them in a competitive era. And you want to keep trying again. So one, I want him. Two, I have seen a coach that is also intentional, that at least has a strategy, that I would have analyzed his strategy and to know that this strategy has worked for this phase of the game. And I need to improve this other aspect of the game to be able to sustain and have a proper game management that can give me victory, even if it is a one-goal project.
The Minister for Sports and Recreation, the Honorable Kofi Adams, well, what I do know is that Carlos Queiroz has a contract which will end next month, and then we'll see what happens. Well, that's what